Hello, everybody. Hi. Welcome, and a happy Sunday to everybody. Thanks for tuning in on this beautiful Sunday here in wonderful Portland, Oregon, Portlandia. We've been getting a lot of rain. It's absolutely beautiful. Still nursing a bit of a cough. I'm almost over it. So if hearing Dr. Whimsy coughing annoys you, you can always catch a stream another day. So I apologize for the cough in advance. First thing we're going to do today, we got a couple things to go through, but I want to give gratitude and shout outs to everybody who took the time out of their busy lives to say hi to me on this Sunday. So hello to Pamela Doss. Wow, she was the first here. Celeste L., Whitney Cole, Ruth Davis. Hello, Whitney Cole, we've already said hi to. Terry Friedman is in the house. Sean Mueller, hello. Fuzzy butt. What does that mean? I don't know. I'm sure it's good, though. Marie Hansen. Douglas C. R. Remington is in the house. Marie Henson, Sean, we said hi to. Pierre Walker's here. Grace's Glory. Linda Y. Mill R. Valerie Kemp. You should get a kitty. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them that need homes. My kitty, I think I saw Mila before I got her, a couple months before I got her. Well, maybe not. There was a woman that was hoarding cats across the way, and I saw a kitten had gotten onto the ledge. I was like, there's a kitten on the ledge. I think that's where she came from, but I can't be certain. Super Queen, hello. Deb, hello. Jill, Linda, Susan, etc. We'll keep saying hi to everybody. Hi, Laura Wolfberg and Linda Simmons, Kathy Sadoval, Tess Monks. Hello to you as well. Dove Girl. Wow, things are heating up. It's interesting. I watched the 538. Does anybody else check out 538 where they do all the data? I don't know who Baba Vangas is, so I wouldn't be able to do that. But we are going to do a collective reading today and a couple of other things. Let's see what we're up to now. So I think the first thing we're going to do is we'll probably go ahead and do the collective. Oh, she's as famous as Nostradamus. Okay. People said that, well, she predicted that the last president would be black and Barack Obama was black. So therefore, what makes you think we're only going to have one black president? For all we know, the next 20 presidents will be black, what if Kamala Harris becomes the president? And then when she's done serving 2 terms, we'll go ahead and we'll put Stacey Abrams in. How's that sound? So that's the problem with the whole argument of, well, it's all over because she said the last president was going to be black. Here, I'm going to switch to the fast. So hopefully we'll have less suffering. So that's why I never took that prediction seriously, because it's like Lay's potato chips, if it works. If the American people like the candidate, they'll vote for the candidate they like. She didn't say Obama was going to be the last president. She said the last president would be a black person or a black man or whatever, but he was the first, that's for sure, right? But that doesn't mean anything. Life's what you make it. I don't believe in destiny like that. We can follow the energy as remote viewers, right? That's kind of what we train people to do on the channel, is to follow energy and to see where the train, it's like the slow moving train crash that was Brexit, when the readers went in and the remote viewers went in, and we followed the energy that had been put out, and we saw the conclusion. We saw a disaster. And so that was why everybody who got asked to go in said, this is not possible, this is not possible. It's not that we saw the future. We followed the energy and we watched what its most likely conclusion would be. But people have free choice to go in and change it. Otherwise, what would be the purpose of life if it was all already prearranged? So that's why I reject that theory. But all right, we're going to do a simple prayer. Anybody have anything else they want to add before we go into the collective for everybody? Are we ready to get our reading? Yes, we are. Okay, let's do this thing. And if you know the prayer from heart, you can go ahead and say it out loud with me. And that'll kind of resonate to the rest of the planet, so you can get some nice vibration going. All right. I want to call on white light protection for myself and my viewers as we ask permission from Spirit to access the Akashic records. We call on our spirit guides and our good angels to be with us. Give us the clarity and the wisdom that is needed to empower all of us on our journeys, to make the best decisions for ourselves, for the planet, for the people we love, and even to help those we have strife with. And together, we say, Amen. That was fun, having everybody join me. Oh, Johnny is here. Oh, thanks. Johnny and I are going to try and arrange a stream for Halloween. I wanted to do a Halloween party, and I invited Johnny to join me. And I also asked Lena Rodriguez to join me. So I know that Johnny's really good at the technical stuff. So maybe we'll ask Johnny to arrange. It's like, I've invited you to a party, Johnny, and I'd like you to host it. So it's kind of like that. Will you be serving our hors d'oeuvres, Johnny? I'm vegetarian. Could I put in an order early? Hi, Christopher. Thank you so much. It's very kind of you. All right. So collectively for the group, this is a feeling that I feel when I go into this energy that there's a lot of exhaustion. It could be because I'm nursing a cold. Maybe other people that are watching are nursing a cold. It feels to me like people are just exhausted. They're burned out. They can't take any more of this. It's like COVID was the last straw, and it's COVID burnout. It's just like we need this to end. The Ten of Swords is the base of the reading, or the base of the matter for us. It's like on your back, not feeling well, worn out, back pains. We're starting to really feel like, okay, the sun is coming up. There's not much more we can take of this. There's also an inverted Knight of Pentacles, overdone crash. I hope the group is taking care of themselves. I know that people, exhaustion is an understatement. I really feel when I go into this energy for the group that a lot of us just feel burned out, emotionally burned out, physically burned out. Maybe we're in relationships with people that they're just not working. We can't continue to beat our point. It's like hitting your head on a wall over and over and over again. It's that kind of a feeling, just exhausted. It's that last couple of weeks before the election, but it's everything. It's the last few years. It's just, we are exhausted, done. We can't do this anymore. Our first house, the sun is coming up. So you can see here with the karma, the base of the matter, the sun is coming up, but we're just exhausted. And you can see the sun card here. As I had said in the previous remote, when we had gone in, something is going to occur that is illegal and cheating. And within a short amount of time, we're going to get some kind of an announcement from the Biden campaign that the FBI is investigating possible corruption, voter fraud from the GOP. So that's probably coming out next week. So I like to give everybody the news a week or two early. So when I follow the energy on Biden, I have this righteous indignation, this righteous anger that you attempted to do ABC, and then I do the shocking thing. They're embarrassed because I call them out. Hey, look what they tried to do. Look, everybody, they did ABC here. I'm letting the whole world know, and the FBI is investigating you for it. It's that kind of an energy we're going to start getting from Biden and the Biden campaign next week. You, sir, tried to do this. Oh, no, I did. Oh, yes, you did. And we've got the documents, and I'm working with the FBI on it, and you were caught, and we're not going to let you get away with it. It's that kind of an energy. Expect Biden and his group to not just be the nice guy, but to fight back and call out the bully. It's going to be good. It's going to be a good feeling. So that's the sun. The Knight of Wands, unlike the Knight of Pentacles, is running. It's movement. It's often a movement card. If you're looking for a direction and the person is asking you, well, where are you headed? You can see here that the Knight heads in the southwesterly direction. The artist has painted the Sango de Cristo Mountains as an inspiration in the background. You can see a nice desert environment. So he's headed to the southwest. So often when people are asking me about directions, I will say, well, what's southwest of you? And they'll say, oh, yeah, I was headed southwest. This card will often come up for that. I try to get directions. So sun, southwest, desert, energy moving in, the sun coming out. I feel like movement is starting to happen for everybody. The sun is coming out. There's a celebration on the horizon. This is the fourth house, what sits above us. And what we marinate in, chariot movement. So I think that what we're feeling is the collective movement of the campaign, the movement of what's happening globally. It's like a quickening. You know, you can see all these movement cards. This is the third house, what we sit in and what crosses us. So it's, you know, we can see the campaign. By next week, this campaign is going on overdrive. Boom, 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 boom. The weird thing is that, like I said before, the Trump campaign is much, much smaller. It just doesn't have the, it's not able to organize in the same way because of the limitations of COVID. There is a feeling from Spirit that while many of us in the group may feel exhausted and we're kind of burned out with our lives, we have to understand that to some extent we've already won. We sometimes may be living our lives thinking, oh, I can't get ahead. I can't get ahead. And in a sense, Spirit is kind of saying with this reading, you've already won. So you can relax. Thank you, Super Queen Bee. That's very kind of you. Six of Wands sits in the past house. So there's a feeling that this race has already been run and we've already won. So there's a feeling like we still have to see this through, but there's a feeling that this race or this struggle that we're currently facing, it was headed in a positive direction months ago. We will return to our strength, return to our health. I think what's also happening with this card reading is that a lot of people are under the weather, including me. You know, we get colds and things. Thank you, Jennifer. That's very kind of you. But you can see here with a Three of Cups, celebration and strength that people are going to start feeling, and the sun coming out, that we're coming out of just a really dark period. There's a feeling like this nightmare is maybe finally coming to an end. That's basically what I feel. But also that I think that a couple of us are just not feeling well right now. Be patient, negotiate. Temperance is here in the first or in the seventh house. It can be a sobriety card. It can also be sober, methodical thinking. Oh, thanks, Anna. Oh, thank you very much. Temperance in the seventh house, so we want to be balanced. There's a lot of chaos with these cards, chaos, devastation, pain. If you get a temperance card in the seventh house, I would say that this is an advice that we remain balanced. It's a card of balance. Don't let the crazy of the world become your crazy. Yeah, I'm thinking of getting a flu shot too, super truthful. Oh, thank you, Douglas. I think we have the green ones here in Oregon that don't have the chemicals. It's just the medicine. Hopes and fears, the ends, final outcome. 9 of Wands, a defensive stance. Well, that doesn't surprise me. We're in the middle of a fight. The contract is over. You know what I keep seeing for the future of the group and the future for the planet is a feeling like, oh, thank you, Dorian. Very kind of you. It's a feeling like everybody on the planet and everybody in the group has become unbelievably curious. That's the best way to describe this energy that emerges. It's this incredible love affair with science and technology and innovation and invention and opportunity and optimism. It's like this new green economy. We emerge with the Scholar's card, the Hermit card. You know, it's so interesting. I've been doing so many readings lately. People have been coming into session. Everyone has cards emerging like mastery, academia, knowledge, wisdom. It's like everyone in the group and also the collective of the universe is hungry for knowledge. I think after all of the gaslighting and the crazy that's been happening, there emerges in the coming months just this hunger for real truth knowledge, seeking the light, the sun coming up. Thank you, Super Truthful. That's very kind. So I think we're going to get through this. I'm really excited about that energy I see with Joe Biden. Isn't that going to be great? You know, it's like the good man, the righteous man, you know, just because you're nice doesn't mean you're not going to fight back when you see there's some corruption or something like that going on. All right. So I know what the number one question was. The number one question I got emailed was if I could please look at the energy of the American election. So let me get my notes out for the blitzes and we'll go ahead and start the blitzes now. We've got plenty of time. I did not have time to do a remote viewing last night. I got, well, I'll be honest with you. I got sucked into Schitt's Creek. Watching David's wedding on Schitt's Creek, and I was crying. Ah! I love that show. So I didn't do a remote viewing. My apologies. Let's see the angles there. Okay, so we had the election, and then people wanted to do the down ballots today. I know people are freaking out. I can always tell by the mail I get, but it's just we have to breathe. We have to breathe. All right, so this is the first throw we're going to be doing is Trump versus Biden, okay? All right, this is the election. Ooh, I just got a hit on Nancy Pelosi. She wants to come in. Hey, T-Barb, thank you. I just got a hit on Nancy Pelosi. Oh, they struck a deal over the weekend. We just got it in. It just came in. I'll go back into that. Looks like they got a deal. Something's being decided by Tuesday. It's Tuesday. I'm getting it now. I'm getting the feed. Yeah, they're talking about letting Amy Barrett through. They're letting her through, and They're talking about letting her through and having a stimulus by Tuesday arranged. But I'll go in and get more specific when I get to. Thank you, Julie. It's very kind of you. Okay, let's do the election first. Sorry, that's what it's looking like. That's between the Senate. Nancy Pelosi's job is just to get the stimulus. What the Senate decides to do is out of her hand. I think you have people like you have a couple of the Democrats are going to be voting for her, like Feinstein and what's his name? So they'll get the votes because there are a few Democrats that are going to vote for her. All right, here's the election. The election, fighting. They're going to fight for every vote. Every single vote. We're going to be right back at the Chad situation. Is that a Chad? Is that a hook? So you can see the conflict here and then the star coming through. So it is true that things are narrowing in the swing states. For example, Trump has closed the gap in Ohio. He's closing the gap in Pennsylvania. And I think Wisconsin is gone. But he's also trying to close the gap in Florida. So right now, I think they say it looks like a solid 291 for Biden. So something pretty incredible would have to happen for him to win. But he's just picking away one district at a time. That energy, there's a crash coming. The entire system is going to crash. So basically, there are more people voting than places set up for the onslaught of people trying to vote. And that is going to become apparent now, like it's now. The system has crashed. The system was not set up for this many people to vote, and they've gotten to a point now, some of the voting places, where they're going to start handing out numbers. And if you don't get that number, you're going to have to come back the following day because they have to have some kind of organization, because in many states, the GOP is refusing to open up more polling stations. So they crashed the system. They're trying to slow down the rate at which people can vote. There's a legal and an intellectual group of people that are backing the GOP, that are meticulously coming in with a scalpel and trying to slow down the vote in key areas. You can see here the master manipulating the tower. He chips away at the various different districts, slicing off 2% here, 3% here, 4%, calculating how much it would have to drop, slowing down, creating problems so that certain people cannot vote. It's intentional and it's organized. And so we see a lot of lawyers showing up. Yeah, there's the goal here is to get you not to vote. And it's so bad, it's going to get worse. It looks like they're actually going to the system crashed. The system has crashed. Look, I'm seeing Wisconsin. The system crashing in Wisconsin. In Florida, it looks almost like they're not even opening at all. There's some key areas that They're going to try and delay until the day of the election in order to ensure more people don't vote. They're going to lose. Ace of Swords inverted in the 8th house, the opposition. This is us. This is Biden. Hopes and fears. Don't give up. Stay in line. Don't get out of line. Final outcome is the King of Wands. Yehuda, justice, the archetype. In the Yoruba tradition, Chango, who fights the fight, willing to sacrifice for his people. And then 9 of Pentacles emerges. The devil is defeated. The offer is rescinded. The other is defeated in war. They lose. But boy, look what they did. Can you believe that? Not good. Well, I mean, the people that have to sit for 11 hours, how do you go? What if you have to go to the bathroom or something like that? It's just... All right, something happened with Nancy Pelosi because her energy, when I went into the collective, I kept going, I was like, okay, so the energy is really big over there, so I think we should go in and check out Nancy Pelosi. How do you know that your ballot was counted, Harry's mom? Yeah, I mean, the only thing you can do is just get up bright and early. Depends. We're adult. I mean, come on. The rest of the world is just stunned. Like, this is a democracy? This looks like Iraq during the time of Saddam when they were like trying to get the vote out. I mean, the truth is you're supposed to be allowed to vote at any voting place. Just say, oh, that was my voting precinct, but I'm not there, so I'd like to cast my vote here. They're supposed to be able to accept it. I think this idea that you're supposed to walk 20 miles and then walk just to vote, I mean, give me a break. Oh, good. Good. Well, that's wonderful news. Pee bottles. Colorado, yeah, they've lost Colorado. They're trying to save the Senate because they're pretty sure they've lost the presidency, which is why the president, it's just a small group of people going with the president now, like Hope Hicks and a handful of his cronies. Your mail-in ballot was rejected? What state are you in, Marie? All right, let's find out what Nancy Pelosi is talking about, okay? Let's go into Nancy Pelosi. It looks like they're right on the verge of some kind of a deal. Yeah, they're working. They're traveling. There's a movement about the money. 10 of Pentacles is our inheritance. It's our legacy. We can see a movement card associated with Nancy Pelosi. I'm worried that we may have to shut down. She's concerned that certain things are going to have to be temporarily shut down or halted that have an international feel or aspect to them. You can see the world here temper fighting. They're going to have to. I think it's because they're anti-globalist. They don't want certain international or foreign aid, or there's some kind of a fight about cutting off relationship or aid or something global, and there's a fight about it. Abusive, psychopathic energy is over this. Often can be a air sign male, but an inverted ice king, king of swords, I see as psychopathy, and it's in our 4th house. So it's what's over Nancy Pelosi and theft, an attempt at theft. So she's constantly having to watch the budget to protect against theft from psychopaths. And strife. Yeah, boy, she's in the middle of it. I would never want her job. Devastation, 3 to 4 days. She's not going to get everything she wants, but in the next few days, it looks like some kind of a deal, but they really are not helping the common person at all. It's less than she wanted. You can see the frugality card coming here. It's just not what she wanted. It's not close to what the people needed. It's not enough. The stimulus, it's not enough. They're not listening. The problem with the GOP when they're negotiating these deals with Nancy Pelosi is that economic experts know if we don't begin to start infusing the economy, we're headed towards a disaster, kind of like Brexit in Britain. And so the energy I'm getting when I go into this is that the frugality will be devastating. It's within 4 days. This is like the darkest before the dawn. There's this feeling like they're getting another conservative on the bench. We're going to get hundreds of millions less in aid than we need. And we can see that in the coming months, because it was so little, we're headed towards a train crash. That's what this looks like. So it does feel like the darkest before the dawn, but then things change over the next 6 months. For example, other Supreme Court justices retire, and then it balances out again. And then within the next 6 months, we also see all this new green economy coming in. Even if Amy Barrett gets in, because there's a couple of conservative judges that are retiring, it will not be quite as devastating as people are. It would never, it's probably not going to get to the point that people think, just because there's a couple change arounds. Thomas is probably going to be retiring in another year or two. Okay, so next on the list, people had asked if they thought, it's going back and forth with Harrison and Lindsey Graham. That was people are really watching that race. So I think I am going to throw once more on it. I still think Harrison can pull it off. I look a little bit like RBG today, don't I? With the glasses. All right. Amy COVID Barrett. Jamie Harrison, yeah. Well, Thomas has talked about retiring. Talked about retiring 3 years ago. So, yeah. Thank you, Kim. Very kind. The only way she would be able to turn over some of that stuff is if it was challenged on the Supreme Court, and I doubt Roberts would go along with it. Because Roberts said that the Affordable Care Act was constitutional. And then if Thomas leaves, so I'm not as... Oh, interesting. So this is very, very interesting. I do have the RBG look today. Thank you, Bob. Very kind of you. So interesting. You know what's interesting when you go into the Harrison Graham fight is there's a feeling like the seat, he had sat in that seat for a very long time. When you go into this energy, it's a feeling like, okay, I sat in this seat for 20 years. I built relationships with people for 20 years. That's the energy. And it's my job to train Harrison to take this seat. And I think that Graham's feeling is that if he loses this, he will be very gracious. He will be gracious. You have the walking away, but you've got these old alliances here with the devil card. So if Harrison gets elected, I think that Graham will want to train him. He'll spend a couple of weeks getting when it transfers over to Harrison. And I think that these are very old contracts. These are very old deals. These are very old relationships, helping his friends, telling himself that this is good for the economy of South Carolina. So all of those relationships, decade-long relationships with those lobbying groups, all of that is now, there's a new sheriff in town. That's the feeling if Harrison wins. They're going to try and steal the election from Harrison. This is Harrison's card, and you can see a tower there. So they're trying to make things difficult for him. But what's interesting is when you go into Lindsey Graham's energy, Lindsey Graham is saying in the energy that he's come to accept the fact that he may lose this. And he's already psychologically prepared himself for a possible transition if he loses. In the grave, fighting, refusing to leave, refusing to give up the fight. The honeymoon is, look at all the inversions. Honeymoon is over. Victory. It's real. It's like what Lindsey Graham always says is that's politics. That's politics. Like the dirty, awful of the politics. They'll do everything in their power to be in control, dirty politics. But the thing that's kind of creepy about this, oh, thank you, Hope. That's very kind of you. The thing that's kind of creepy about this energy in South Carolina is like there are people whose job it is to sabotage elections and do things like that. And Lindsey Graham may be aware that his flying monkeys are off doing A, B, and C, but he won't be held personally responsible because they do that and then he does what he does. It's like, oh, I'm familiar with the fact that that's going on, but he's not directly involved. So yes, they're actively trying to steal the election in South Carolina, but with that type of an energy that you get from Lindsey Graham, it's very likely Graham is considering the possibility that he could lose and that it could be the great shock of this election. thing that's weird about Lindsey Graham's energy is it's almost like he wants to get caught. Does anybody else get that feeling? Any other readers? It's like it's too exhausting to live this double life. It's almost like he's taken more and more risk, as if being caught would be a relief, because then he can just, live his life and be with his partner openly. It's just it's become exhausting. Yes, McConnell's next, I think. Hold on a second. We did that. Okay. Yeah, we'll do Mitch McConnell. We didn't want to do. I thought we were going to do Amy Barrett first. Let's do Amy Barrett first. It looked like she was getting in, but I think. Can people remind me what sign she is? How are we doing on time? Oh, we're okay. Thank you, Tricia. You're very sweet. You're amazing too, Tricia. Very kind. I'm just trying to get my notes organized. Okay, so Amy Barrett was next. I love this. I love being a reader. When I became a doctor, I gave it up, and I was like, well, I have to be serious. And then when I started, and then I just went back to it. It's too much fun. I can't give it up. Oh, really, Kelly? Okay. So we're looking for an Aquarius female. All right. Amy Barrett. What's going on with Amy Barrett? There's the offer. Honeymoon. Offer. Celebration. She got a lot of support, feelings of loneliness, wanting to cut it off. The Archangel Michael brings the sword. It's inverted, which means that there's a feeling. She received a lot of compassion when she came in from people like Cory Booker, who is undecided. I think that people were a lot more gentle with her than they could have been. There is a she did not. There's something about her refusing money that there's some integrity issues that are going to be looked at. Something about money. There is a money investigation. Thank you, Phyllis. It's very sweet of you. You know what? If she gets pulled out of this, it could be because they followed the money. The thing is it may not be directly her. She may be somebody that really just believes in the law, but the powers that be that are manipulating, putting her there is the problem. You can see the fourth house, the steeple of her house is an inverted Ace of Pentacles, about a huge chunk of money that goes missing. And her final outcome is the inverted star card with a strength card. We could start to see something may come up that makes this very difficult for her to get confirmed. Thank you, Michelle. That's extremely kind of you. Oh, wow. Is that an image of the artist? Which artist that was? Very pretty. It's interesting. I did not expect to see that. I thought that she would just fly right in, Amy Barrett. But those cards indicate that something's going to come up about corruption and money that could possibly harm her election chances. Thank you, Judy. You're very sweet. Okay, Mitch McConnell next. We have time for Mitch McConnell, and then we'll have time for one more after that. Frida, yes. I thought that was Frida. She might not. Boy, she had an inverted star card. I'm like, dang. Mitch McConnell and Amy McGrath. It's a fun day today. Thank you, Tamara. You're very sweet. This was fun today. I was worried I was going to get a coughing fit and I didn't get anything, so it was cool because I really was not feeling well the other day. All right. You know, it's interesting when you go into Mitch McConnell's energy, it's different than the energy of Lindsey Graham. His response is more a feeling like they're up to something. Amy McGrath and all these allies, independents, financial support, Democrats, etc., dividing the female Republican vote. It's that kind of a feeling, walking away from a battle he cannot win because of a karmic relationship. Look at the karma card. She is aligned with something that's, closer to source, right? The female in the image. But also Lover's card can be an infidelity or they're off somewhere else and he's walking away. So it's kind of interesting to see Mitch McConnell's energy because he's like watching, what are you people doing? Why are you talking to her for? It's that kind of a feeling when you go into this energy. He assumed it would be a lot easier. He didn't think that it would be this difficult. He thought he could just dismiss her. And what he's realizing is not only can he not dismiss her, but people are actually chatting with her. People are actually taking her seriously. People he never thought were going to take her seriously. He thought that he was a shoo-in, and it's not turning out like that. Isn't that an interesting little those base cards? Money, right? Mitch McConnell does control the money of the Senate, and so he has plenty of money. Ace of Wands, and then a Page of Pentacles. Sun card. He's saying, I'm going to win because I've got the purse. He controls the money. Broken chain, broken relationship. A celebration of the women. He could lose. The final outcome. He's pissing women off. If you lose the independents and the Democrats and women GOP, you're in trouble. And that seems to be what's happened to Mitch McConnell. I don't think he realized that it was going to be this hard. He underestimated her. He underestimated his opposition. He came in with confidence. Well, I control the money. I control the RNC. I'm Mr. Moneybags. I control how it gets doled out. Of course, my campaign's going to get first priority. That's the energy I'm getting when I go into this. And then the response and the surprise is that all these people that he normally just assumed were going to come to his birthday party are now over there talking to her. What are you doing over there talking to her for? And they've gone over to her party. So that's the bizarre energy of this campaign. Arrogance, right? We talked about that. You can have intellectual arrogance. You can have spiritual arrogance. We talked a lot about that the last couple of days. The divine feminine. But the spiritual arrogance, that idea that I'm spiritually better than you are, I'm God is on my side, right? That's what you get with Mitch McConnell. The people are on my side. I'm on the side of right. It's absolutely absurd. That arrogance, and then to have an inverted devil card come in, the breaking people. He's become unstable with his foundation and with his alliances. Thank you, Mojo. That's very sweet. Appreciate that. All right, so we have some time. Would people like me to go ahead and look at Putin's cards or something else? We have time for a couple more questions. Putin? Oh, Melania, that's right. You guys wanted to look at Melania. Let's look at Putin. He feels like he's in control of the situation. You can see that Putin has the Magician card, and he is playing Chaos, Two of Pentacles. The Flim Flam Man sits in his Karma card. So he's jamming systems. He's doing things. He's targeting. He's rocking the boat, manipulating the money. The master at his game. He's also funding things. It's politics. It's the same as Lindsey Graham. Theft, an attempt at theft. He thinks that people are shockingly naive, and then it's talking here about taking advantage of people's naivety. Yeah, he's going to, I mean, this is somebody who bribes people. This is the thief's card. He's the thief, takes advantage of the wishful person, the naive person, funds or gives money or aid to his allies. Thank you, Mercedes. It's very sweet of you. He will probably become increasingly isolated. The interesting thing about Putin's, Putin's energy is that he comes as increasingly isolated. Which is interesting. I mean, I think he made it into the UN's Human Rights Council, so it'll be interesting to see. Did he? He did, right? He did, but Saudi Arabia didn't make it. But that's a very isolating energy with him. Boy, he really did what he wanted. He wanted to destroy the West without firing a shot. And he did. All right, Melania. She wants out of her marriage. She wants out. She wants to go back to New York. This is somebody who wants out. She wants out. She feels like people are in her business that don't belong in her business. This is a feeling of people in my business that don't belong in my business. She has problems with other women. She doesn't get along with women. I don't see her leaving Trump necessarily. Well, maybe. She's coming out of an inverted Ace of Cups. You know, it's weird. They say in less than 2 weeks, the dynamics of this marriage changes. And I don't know why that would be. Unless they know that he loses in less than 2 weeks because there's so many people voting early. Thank you. It's very kind of you. Let's see. Gotta get my little thing here. Thank you, Irma. It's very sweet. Thank you, Patrick. Patrick's so sweet. Patrick sent me some coconut creamer, vegan, organic coconut creamer, because he knew I was trying to reduce my dairy. You know what I did with the coconut creamer, Patrick? I made ice cream, and oh my goodness. You take ice cubes, you take your organic coconut creamer, and you can whip it together, and then you can throw in some chocolate, maybe a little bit of a natural sweetener, grind it up in your blender, stick it in the freezer. I put strawberries in, and you have vegan strawberry ice cream. So good. Oh my God. Sometimes I throw walnuts in. It's so good. Or I make vegan fruit shakes with it. Add some ice cubes and berries. Oh my God. Yum. Thank you, Patrick. We'll do one more. We're gonna do bar next. I love ice cream too, but you know what? I think I like the vegan ice cream more because I don't know, I'm just used to the vegan ice cream more. I like the coconut vegan ice cream. Yeah, I like, well, if you have a second, I can show you.